What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's time for the Sunday watch list, man. Time for the Sunday watch list. This thing is about to go crazy. All right, I got a couple plays that I really like that you can really make a lot of money off of this week and maybe even the next upcoming weeks, right? So we got some bangers I'm about to show y'all today. Also gonna be talking a little bit about some other topics as well. Let's go ahead and get started, man. First thing I do want to talk about is last week. So, ended last week with a crazy move, right? So, if you guys have been paying attention to the last Sunday watch list, or if you've been paying attention to our Instagram, which everything is in the description, you've been paying attention to that, then you know that we was looking at SPY puts and also DAL puts, right? So, I gave that out on Instagram as well as the Sunday watch list last week. And you can see on Friday, SPY just absolutely tanked on Friday, right? So I was able to make over $1,000 day trading those SPY puts on Friday. All right, and then if you take a look at DAL, I warned everybody. I said, hey, look, DAL, I'm about to pay for y'all flight. All you gotta do is listen to what I'm saying, right? So you take a look at DAL, same exact thing. Daily chart, same thing. Bear flag pattern, broke down, almost getting down to that 42.87. And we probably gonna knife right through it. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. So actually has even more room to come down. So man, it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna see. Alright. But man, let's talk about this week. What do we have this week? All right, so guys, most of the stuff that I do is technicals, right? So I love to give you my opinion of what things are going to happen based upon the charts, okay? So if you're looking at the chart here, as of right now, the market, the technicals say that we should continue to fall. All right, the technicals say we should continue to fall, and if we do continue to fall, my guess is that we will come down to that 540. That's what I'm saying. I'm looking for a spot to probably come down to 540. I think it is some type of economic event this week, though. At the same time, I think it's on the 1st or the 2nd. I don't know. I have to take a look and see again, but I think it is some type of economic event this week. So you got to really watch out for that. But as far as the technicals, I'll switch it here. As far as the technicals, you can take a look here. This is a bear flag pattern that we're trying to continue downward on, right? So we're just looking for the continuation, especially we get down around 550, right? We still start getting under 550. Look for this thing to continue down and to possibly come down and touch this 540. So the game plan would be to continue to play the strength, or in this case, continue to play the weakness. If it ain't broke, you don't fix it, okay? All right, so for us to really get bullish, we would really have to break and hold this 577 or 578 level. All right, so until then, y'all short the pops. Short the pops until then. That's all you gotta do. Keep shorting the pops until it doesn't work anymore. All right, but the market does look like it wants to come down. Okay, so you gotta think about this. Every time that I show you guys a chart, notice that I'm showing you guys from the daily time frame. Why do I do that? Why do I never show you guys anything from the minute chart or the 5-minute chart? Why do I never show that? The reason is, when you are trading, you always need to know what's going on the larger time frame, okay? So this is a daily chart. This means that every single candle represents an entire day worth of data. So when you have to understand, whenever you go to the 5-minute chart and you see moves like this, things like they just tanking, or if they take off, like they're just taking off, always realize that these things only happen because of what happens on the daily chart. All right, it's all about the larger time frame. You have to understand that if you want to do day trading, and also as well for swinging, okay? Because the daily and 4 hours really what you look at a lot if you're swing trading. All right, so always start at that daily chart, right? That's called top-down analysis. If you've been seeing me trade any amount of time, you know that is my bread and butter. Being able to do top-down analysis and being able to use the most basic concepts. All right, you may wonder, what are the most basic concepts? You have to understand option contracts. You got to understand, as far as the technicals go, time frames, trend lines, candlesticks, chart patterns, right? Support and resistance, and maybe indicators, right? So that's only 7 things that you really need. Notice I didn't talk about any specific strategy, right? Because the truth is, if you can understand these basic principles, this is what makes up a strategy. All right, you can't trade with any strategy without knowing the basics. All right, and then let's not even not talk about the risk management. You have to be able to do risk management to be able to continue to make the money as well, right? Because your trade should only end in 3 ways: a big win, a small win, or a small loss. Okay, and risk management is how you do that. All right. So we have SPY. What is the thought process right now? The thought process is, since we think SPY can continue down, all right, since I think this can continue down, I am looking for plays that I think can continue to the downside. Simple as that. Since I think that the sentiment is going to be bearish, I'm looking for bearish type of plays. Okay, and if it turns bullish, we can just change it. Okay. But as of right now, things look kind of bearish. So I'm looking only for plays that are already bearish. Okay, I'm not trying to play a chart that has been super bullish and try to take it down. I'm looking for the stocks that's already beat down. Think about it like this: if you are playing basketball, right? So if a team is playing basketball and a player gets hurt while he's on offense, right? They're trying to score. He gets hurt. Let's say he twists his ankle. When he gets back on defense, the other team is going to try to go after him. Whoever he's guarding on defense, they're going to give them the ball to try to score because he's already limited. Okay? That's the same thing that we're doing here. We're not going after the people that's healthy. We're going after the people or the companies that are already hurt. All right? The companies that already have setups to continue downward the same way SPY does. All right? I hope that kind of makes sense a little bit. Okay? Let's go here. PLTR. As of right now, PLTR, we played that was the last week and made money on that. So that one, not really a downward setup, but you do have QQQ, pretty much the same exact thing as SPY, bear flag pattern right here. So kind of just looking forward to continue down. The spot for QQQ is 449, right? So right at 450. That's the next support for QQQ. All right, so both SPY and QQQ have a good amount of room to come down. All right, I don't see a reason to be bullish right now, in my opinion, unless Trump comes and says something. Trump opened his mouth about one thing, it can change the entire trajectory of the market. We know that. All right, but as far as the technicals, this says we're supposed to be coming down. All right, you got Nvidia. One thing that I will say about Nvidia, if Nvidia starts to trickle down and it starts to get below 105, that can be a big catalyst for the market to continue to come down, okay? Because Nvidia is one that really hasn't gotten destroyed yet, like many of the others lately. All right, and it's one more stock I'm going to show you that can't get killed too. This Nvidia looks decent under 105. You can continue to play it down from where it is now, but not the stock that I really, really love this week. All right, Apple. Apple is one that could continue down. All right. So think about what we have for Apple right here. When I take a look at Apple, what I notice is that we had a down move right here. Then we came up a little bit. Would I call this a flag? I don't know if I would call it a flag. But what it definitely did, it rejected the 200 MA. All right, so we did reject the 200 MA. So that could be a catalyst to continue to come down. Now, it's not super clean as far as levels and things like that, so I probably wouldn't have it on my list right now. I think there are better setups. But if Apple continues down, that can be something that we do definitely watch, all right? And if you guys are watching this, once again, if you're watching this on Instagram, I am live on YouTube as well. You check the link in the bio. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you leave a like and send this to at least one person that you want to make some money this week, all right? We're going to make some money this week on this play that I'm going to give y'all. ACB, don't really look at that too much. I don't look at Boeing too much. Tesla. What do we see with Tesla? I ain't going to lie. I would leave Tesla alone. I would leave Tesla alone right now. I don't want y'all to lose money. I just don't Something about shorting Tesla right now, just it don't feel right to me. I'm not saying that it can't come down, but I would leave it alone, yo. I think there are better setups to possibly short. Okay, we sticking to the good setups. Bear flags. So we're looking for plays that already have been beat up and that can continue down as well, right? So if they already have a setup, that's great. When you take a look at Amazon right here, notice that Amazon has been holding around this 191 level, right? And it ain't perfect. Of course, I could draw it up a little better right here. So possibly around 191, right around 191. Notice that this has been support, but take a look. This is why you have to always look at the larger time frame. 191 was a resistance here, resistance up here, resistance here, and then it was support a couple times, right? Tried to turn to support a couple times. Now it's trying to turn to support again. But what does this tell us? This tells us that this is a strong level because it's a place that buyers and sellers have been fighting since May of last year. Okay, so if we break down under this level, we can come down because this is a key level. What basic principle are we talking about right here? We're using levels. Okay, we're using levels as the basic principle right now. If this comes down, how far can this go? How do you figure out how far something can come down? You use your levels. You use your support or resistance. All right, so you take a look at it. You say, where is the next support? Okay, you could possibly, I could see you saying 180. I could see you saying that. All right, I would also not be mad if someone says somewhere around 183 to 185 up in this area right here. I wouldn't be mad at that either. Nonetheless, it can come down. All right, so regardless of where you have it at, this is what you got to ask yourself. All right, when you are finding these levels and when you're trying to make your trades for the week, you're trying to find out what you want to trade, you have to ask yourself this one thing. Ask yourself, okay, how far can this come down, and is this enough for me to make a profit relative to this stock? That last part is important. How far can this come down, and is this enough for me to make a profit relative to this stock? Now let me give you some game right here. All right, I give y'all game every week. Let me give you another nugget right here. Why do I say that last part? I say that last part because every move is not created equal. Okay, so 191 to 185, that's $6. Is $6 enough for you to make money on Amazon? Of course it is. Of course it is. Think about a stock whose contracts are more expensive though. What about something like Tesla? Let's say you got like a $500 account and you trying to buy a $100 contract on something like Tesla. A $100 contract on something like Tesla ain't gonna make you nothing with a $5 or $6 move. All right, but think about this. What would a $6 move on something like Coca-Cola give you? I want you guys, that's gonna be y'all's homework. Your homework is going to be take a look at different stocks and look at how much their options are. Option prices are more expensive or cheaper depending on a couple things. How many people trade them and what kind of volume they have in them. All right, and also how much does the stock move? If you're playing something like Coca-Cola, who may move 25 cents to 75 cents a day, the option contracts are going to be a lot cheaper because it's not going to move a lot. That's why if you see Coca-Cola up $2 on the day, you might see contracts up 300, 400 plus percent. But if something like Tesla go up $2 or down $2, the contracts are going to be negative or they're going to be flat. All right, I hope that makes sense. That's a little nugget for you. All right, so $6 on Amazon, is that enough for you to make a profit? Of course it is. Down to 180, is that enough for you to make a profit? Of course it is. All right, so Amazon is one I'm watching. under 191. I want to see what we do under 191 because we broke below before and we pushed right back up. So I'm just interested to see what we do under that. That is a play that I'm watching. Amazon puts under 191. I'm watching that. Not my favorite play this week. Not my favorite play this week. But that's on my list, all right? So what I be doing, I write stuff down, all right? I write this stuff down. Amazon. I'm watching Amazon because I'm forgetful, man. I forget about something. So I be having to write this stuff down. Amazon under 191 puts. Looking for puts under 191 for Amazon. All right, that's a play that I really like. Google. Google, you just have to watch for the continuation. I'm not gonna lie, this ain't really a setup right now, but it's just bearish, man. Google still has room down to 148. So if you day trade Google is a little weird with day trading. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little weird with day trading Google. But if the market continues to be bearish, I do expect Google to continue to come down. Now, what I will tell you is if you look here, notice that many people did make money when we played that bullish divergence on Google. I was able to get in, so I hope y'all was able to. I wasn't able to get into it, but if you take a look here, Google still has sort of a bullish divergence setup. So it would be very interesting to see what it does if it starts to get down to this 148. I think that would be a great spot to add shares up in this box right here. I would love to catch Google on some shares up in here. That would be great. And if it dips lower, I'm going to keep buying more. Google gets in this box, I would love to start dabbling in on some stuff in here. I would love that. I would love that. All right. So Google looks decent. Not a top watch for me, but it definitely looks good. I want it to come down and actually kind of get some long-term stuff on it, to be honest with you. All right. So here's the play of the week, man. Let me clear the chart. Let me open up class, all right? Let me open up class. Here's the play of the week. The play that I love this week, without a doubt, is Meta. All right? Now, I will warn you, Meta is not for small accounts. This is not for small accounts. Unfortunately, everybody can't play this one. Or maybe you could. We'll see. But just listen. Meta has a chart pattern right here called head and shoulders. Okay? So what does the head and shoulders look like? The head and shoulders pattern looks like this. You have a shoulder, head, shoulder. Okay? What does this pattern tell us? This pattern tells us that the stock has a great chance to come down. Okay? I'm going to take this off because I want to make a point here. So you have the head and the two shoulders, and you have what's called the neckline. Okay? The neckline acts as the support. Okay? So it needs to break the neckline to break down. All right? So if you take a look at this 576 to 575 area for Meta, notice that this is an area that the Bulls and Bears have been fighting at since October of last year, September of last year. Okay? So it's a fight right here, just like it was in the past. That's exactly what you want to see. When you see consolidation, that means when it comes out of consolidation, it's going to be a good move. Okay? But what do you got to watch for? You got to watch for a couple things. You have to watch what it does at this 575. Just because it hits 575, that doesn't mean you get in, all right? You got to watch what it does. You got to have a method of entry. And if you don't have a method of entry or you want to learn one, take a look at my YouTube, and I have a free video on the break and retest strategy. One of my favorite strategies for entering trades, especially day trades. Okay? And just so y'all don't think I'm lying, let me show you guys the head and shoulders pattern so y'all don't think I'm lying. All right. See, I typed in head and shoulders pattern right here. What does this tell you? It tells you that this thing is likely to come down. All right. Shoulder, shoulder, head, neckline. You're looking for it to break the neckline to keep coming down. All right. And if you still think I'm lying here, or if you don't know if it's gonna play out, let me show you the last head and shoulders pattern that I gave out. The last head and shoulders pattern that I gave out was Home Depot. And look what Home Depot did. Head, shoulder, shoulder. When it broke the neckline, came down. All right. So when it broke the neckline, it came down. All right. Yeah. For some reason on the if you're looking at it on Instagram, for some reason it got disconnected from the thing, so you can't really see it. I would say try to look at it on the YouTube, or I can try to flip it for you right here. I got you. I'll try to flip it for you. It's from the camera, all right? So you guys will see a little better right here. All right, head and shoulders pattern, neckline, shoulder, shoulder, head. When it broke down, you see what it did. All right, so when you take a look at Meta, you may say, well, RJ, why did you say that this is a play for not small accounts, but you said maybe it could be? Well, what did I tell you guys earlier? When you find a play, it's important to understand how far it can possibly go down. Meta is a stock that right now costs about $5.76. But what's the way that we can find that it can go down? One way that I told you to find that a way it could go down is finding a level. The next level is down at 548. Okay? 576 to 548. That is almost $20. If you was to catch that type of move on a day trade, you would make money no matter what. All right, no matter what kind of contract you get, you probably would make some money. All right, but how much further can it go down? What's the next level? The next level sort of say, man, it can get ugly, man. We don't hold 550 on Meta. I think it can get ugly. I'm not gonna lie. My chart says 500. That's what my technicals say. All right, but let me show you guys another secret way, man. I'm gonna give y'all a lot of game this week, man. I'm gonna give y'all too much this week. Okay, let me give you some more game. What's another way to tell how far a stock can come down when you're using a chart pattern? Or you can do the same exact thing when it comes up. For a head and shoulders pattern, you want to take the length of the head to the neckline, and then you want to move that line to the neckline to tell you how far it can possibly come down. All right. So this chart pattern says that Meta can possibly come down. This is a long way, man. That's kind of scary. This says this can possibly come down to around 410. All right. That ain't what I said. That's what the chart said. The chart said this can possibly come down to 410. So 576 to 410 is $60? Is $160 enough for you to make some money on Meta? All right. Now be aware, this isn't a move. This thing isn't gonna come down $160 in a day. All right. This could be something that could possibly happen though, right? The chart says it can possibly happen, right? So people thought it was crazy when I was talking about HD. But look at HD, all right? So down from 380 and it dropped all the way to 346. That's $40, all right? Now, we know that tech has been falling hard when it has been falling. So if this thing does come down, it says it can possibly come down here. That's just what the chart says, all right? So this might be something that you like, okay, maybe that's not going to happen in a day, but could it happen in a month? Maybe, possibly. Could it happen in a month and a half? Yeah. It might come faster than you think. That's all I'm going to say. All right. So if the market is bearish and it continues to be bearish and Meta gets under 575, just know that this thing might tank. Now, something else I want to tell you is you'd be a absolute fool to not be buying down here. All right, so Meta's one of the best companies in my opinion. This is my opinion. I think Mark Zuckerberg is the best CEO in the world. All right, many people don't like him, but as far as running a business, Mark Zuckerberg is that dude. Zuck is that dude. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't know, Meta owns Facebook. They own Snapchat. They own Instagram. They own everything, right? And I had just bought the Meta glasses not too long ago, man. So I'd love to take my money back and more on Meta, right? So I would love for this play to continue to fall, right? So my favorite play this week is definitely gonna be Meta. If you have a small account, just kind of be weary of it. If you got a large account, man, this thing can just, man, I'm telling you, this thing can absolutely tank, bro. It can tank. Let's see what else we got though. We got snow, not really. You know what? That doesn't look too bad. Snow doesn't look horrible, but I think it's better things here. Let's see what else we got. We got Microsoft right here. Microsoft looks like it may continue down. Microsoft looks like it can possibly continue down to, let's see. Microsoft has room to 365, 366 if we don't hold 377. So it has a lot of room it can come down as well. Microsoft has a lot of room it can come down. But I like Meta better. I'm not gonna lie. I like Meta better. DAL, just like we talked about, you can continue to watch DAL, right? DAL might just knife through this support. I mean, I can't talk you off of it. It's just been getting killed, alright? So, DAL, you can continue to watch that. MU just in a range. I wouldn't play that too much. Bitcoin, Shopify, Coinbase has been falling. Coinbase has been falling here. What else we got, man? It really might be what I like. Oh, man. I didn't even notice PayPal on Friday. I had PayPal charted out. I didn't even see that it fell on Friday. And yeah, PayPal is tanking, man. PayPal is tanking. I would say watch out for a retracement up to this key level around 67 for PayPal. That could be a break and retest type of trade if you can catch it at 67. Let's see. XYZ, XRP. And you can see this is just looking at futures. Looks like we down a little bit on the futures. Yeah, we down on futures a little bit. This is the NASDAQ minis. Is this the... Oh no, that's on Friday. This might not have opened yet. I think this is the candle for today. So we're around the lows right now. Alright. So we're getting down close to the lows. Time frame, I'm always looking at it from the daily chart. Always looking at it from the daily. You see if it's breaking up. Yeah, if it's breaking up on the Instagram, y'all just always remember I'm live on YouTube too. You can take a look at it on YouTube. But yeah, that's what I love for this week, man. Let's take a look at AMD. AMD back down to 103. So had a nice pop. You know, getting rejected like the rest of the market. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen, man? I don't know. What I will tell y'all though is the thing about stocks is you know what's gonna happen, but you don't know how it's gonna happen. You already know that the future is AI, you know, AI infrastructure and all that, but you don't know how it's gonna get there. Right? You don't know how long it's gonna take for these things to take off again. We got AVGO, who has been falling. AVGO is a great company. I love to catch them anywhere in this 150 area. I love it. Alright? Love it, love it, love it. What time frame? Yep, daily. Take some AMD. It's gonna be interesting. AMD is gonna be interesting. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? What else we got? Let's look at Target, man. Y'all been killing Target. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all been killing Target, but Target might be a great buy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Target might be a great buy. If it continues down though. It can get ugly some more. The setup is kind of there, but I think as far as consumer stock, Walmart has a really nice setup for possible downside, right? So this could possibly be a small account play. Walmart, this is a bear flag pattern. Once again, bear flag right here, and it's kind of retesting, right? So especially if it starts breaking below 84.7, looks like. Especially start getting below 84.7, Walmart looks like it can come down. Looks like it can possibly come down. So, I'll write that down too. Write down the Meta. Of course, Meta is my favorite play. Under, what is that, 575. Looking for a Walmart. Under 84.7. That looks decent too. Walmart under 84.7 looks decent. That could be a very good small account play. Let's look at some plays for small account. Let's see if anything is shaping up. Coca-Cola. That kind of looks like a bull flag breakout a little bit, but the way that the market is right now, I wouldn't be playing bullish stuff right now, just because it's a lot more likely to fake out. Actually might be a cup and handle. Dang. Yeah, Coca-Cola actually looks like a cup and handle pattern. I ain't gonna lie. That's interesting. Kind of looks like a cup and handle. What's some more small account plays? GM. I know that the automakers had some bad news come out. GM kind of in a pickle right there. X, I know that was one that looked decent. X might be trying to reject. Okay, let's see what else we got. If y'all got any stocks y'all want to see, drop it in the chat too. Let me look at the chat here, what y'all been saying. IBKR, never heard of that one. But yeah, it's a lot of stocks, man. A lot of stocks this week. I would say your main focus this week really can just be SPY, QQQ, and Meta. I'm not gonna lie to you. SPY, QQQ, Meta, Amazon. Those are the stocks I'll watch. I mean, Meta can just absolutely tank. That can be a crazy play. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you have like an insane gain on Meta, right? I would expect that. I'm not gonna lie. Now, as far as SPY, QQQ, the setups are already there, right? A lot of times when SPY, QQQ are setting up, you don't really have to trade anything else besides that, because they already have a setup, and the contracts on them aren't gonna be that expensive usually, right? When it's super volatile, it's more expensive, but when the volatility isn't as high, contracts are a little bit better. So we'll see, man. But definitely SPY and QQQ. Watch those this week. Let's go over everything one more time here. You want to watch SPY. Has a bear flag pattern. Especially we start getting to this 550. That is the support. So you can still continue to play it down to 550 area here. Under 550, look for us to be on a beeline down to 540. All right. QQQ, same thing. Bear flag pattern. Support down here at 467-ish. All right. Under that, man, we got 450. 450. That's what we got under that. All right. NVIDIA. Video looks okay, but the main watch this week is Meta. Meta under 575 looks really, really good, man. Don't miss that play. This play can be a life changer. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This play can be a life changer. All right. Then Amazon. Anybody would probably be able to get it to Amazon here. So Amazon under 191. You want to watch that. If we hold below 191. I think we can really start coming down to 185 and possibly even 180 if the market gets going. So what can make the market get going? The market could get going to the downside if Meta starts to fall. All right, if Meta starts to fall, we could really get going to the downside for real. Okay, so Yeah, that's what I got this week, man. That's what I like. Keep it simple. We stand with the strength, or we stand with the weakness. You know, you ain't gotta change it up. You ain't gotta change it up. If it ain't broke, do not fix it. Okay, play what has been weak until the trend changes. All right. So Spy, we got QQQ, we got Meta, we got Amazon. Top 4 players this week, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the free Sunday watch list. If you got any questions, shoot me a message on Instagram. Hey, I'm always open to questions. If you got some things, some charts, anything, drop the charts if you're inside of the free Discord. Just look out for this week, man. I believe we got some type of economic. Let's see what kind of economic events we got this week. Let me take a look at it. We might have something this week. Let's see. All you gotta do is type in economic events this week. And I like to typically go on the one from Market Watch to see if we got anything. Let's see what we got this week. So tomorrow we got PMI at 9:45. Okay. So definitely not gonna look to trade before 9:45. On Tuesday at 10 o'clock, you got construction spending, IMS factoring, job openings, auto sales. All right, cool. The second, you have factory orders and ADP employment. Thursday, you got PMI again. S&P final U.S. services PMI. Okay. Friday, Powell is speaking. All right, so you got a few events this week. Events this week. So just be careful, man. But play the charts. Just play the charts. All right. But besides that, man, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see the review, you can review this on YouTube, and I will save it on Instagram. But I appreciate y'all. Y'all let me know if y'all need anything. Trade said this week. Let's do it, man. See y'all later.